Welcome to the Damon McMurdo Memorial Kindness Channel videos. Today we will be covering multiplying by decimal numbers, or numbers with decimals in them, in tutorials today. I will post this on the Tube of You, which I probably really shouldn't say that because the only way you'll see it is if I post it on the Tube of You. If I don't post it on the Tube of You, you won't see it, so that there's really no point I should have even said that. But I did!
The only person that you'll be saying that to is me.
I have Rhett here with me. Rhett is a highly intelligent young man. He's staying after today to help show and discuss the multiplication. So if you're working at home, and I know you are, because if you're watching it, you should work these out. And hey, shh, don't tell anybody else. This is our secret. But you're going to have an assignment on Monday, and the problems we do today are going to be on that very assignment. So if you write them down and solve them and do it as we go over it together, and then you keep them, on Monday, you'll have some of the problems done, and you'll already have some of them right. But shh, don't tell yourself. This is a secret. All right, so today, we're going to start with the... how do you say this number, Brett?
8.9.
No, not point.
Sorry. 8 and 9.
Tenths.
Tenths, sorry.
8 and 9 tenths times.
7 and 6 tenths, sorry.
All right, good. 8 and 9 tenths multiplied by 7 and 6 tenths. These two numbers right here are called factors. Boom, shakalaka, need to know that. Your answer is called our product. That's why the assignment, page 65, said find the product, estimate, and find the product. So we're going to multiply these. But before we do anything, Rhett.
Yes.
8.9 is close to...
It's around
9. So, and 7.6 is close to...
I would say since it's a 6, 5 or more raised to score, I would say 8.
8. So what would 9 times 8 be? See, it's a good thing. Rhett knows. In my class, you're always allowed, unless it's like some state thing, STAR test, or whatever those goofy things are called, to use your multiplication chart in your
Exactly
journal.
why I brought this.
That's exactly why he brought it.
It's 72. So
Good.
Our answer should be around 72.
Oh, Rhett is brilliant. Our answer should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 72. First thing, when we multiply decimals, we are going to multiply this problem ignoring the decimal point. So I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite it without the decimal point, and then I have the problem 89 times 76. So completely ignoring the decimal point. The decimal points aren't there. They're imaginary. They're like Casper. They floated away. So then you all know how to do 2-digit by 2-digit. Rhett will help me here. So Rhett has his multiplication chart out here still to help me.
Completely ignoring the decimal.
Completely ignoring the decimal point, as Mr. W said. He's not allowed to be on camera because he's a fugitive from the law. All right, 6 times 9, Rhett.
My stepmom showed me a trick, and if you hold up 10 fingers and you stop at the 9, that's about 54.
That is exactly 54. Not about, exactly.
Sorry, I say about. Just
No, you're
to
fine.
say.
You're fine. Rhett, 6 times 8.
6 times 8 is 48.
Good, 48. 48 plus 5.
48 plus 5. 48, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
53.
So, yeah.
48 plus 5, yeah, 53.
53.
Okay, done with that. Done with that. We're moving on to our tens place, which means I put my 0 there to hold the place. Do not say I'm putting a cookie. It's not a cookie.
Cookie.
It's a 0. Because we're moving to the tens place. My next number has to be in the tens place. You don't just put a 0 because you put a 0 for the reason that you're moving to the tens place.
No, just
So now I multiply my 7 times my 9. And 7 times 9 is?
7 times 9 is 63.
63. And 7 times 8 is?
7 times 8, 56.
56 plus 6.
Is 62.
62. Now we find the sum of these two products. What we just did, let me show you. What we just did is we took 89 times 6, because that 6 is in the ones place, and that equaled 534. Then we took 89 times 70, and that equals 6,230. That's what we did. So 89 times 6 was 543. 89 times 70, because that 7's in the tens place, is 6,230. So if you wanted to break it into parts, then you could have done it that way. We find our sum of these two products, which I have a 4, a 6, a 7, and a 6.
That's very close because you have the 7 in the 100th place, and you have the 4 close to the 2. So I'd say it's close.
So it's pretty good, because what we need to do here is we need to figure out how many numbers are behind the decimal point in the problem. Well, the 6 is behind the decimal point in the problem. The 9 is behind the decimal point in the problem. So there are 2 numbers behind the decimal point in the problem. So there have to be 2 behind the decimal point in the answer. And if you look at this, Rhett, we rounded up here and we rounded up here. So our estimate is actually going to be higher than what it is. So everything we've done seems to make sense. So if Rhett and I did our math correctly, then 8 and 9 tenths times 7 and 6 tenths is 67 and 64 hundredths. Got it? Got it? It's not hard. It's not hard. You paying attention? Watch. Watch now while they're free, because when I become famous, someday when I become famous, I will probably have to start charging for these. I mean, Angelina Jolie's kids are watching it so they can learn. I read that Baron von Trump's watching these so that he can learn. So
They're very smart people.
at any time I could become so famous that I have to start charging for my YouTube videos. But guess what, Rhett? I will always teach, because the children of America need me.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Rhett knows. All right, same thing here, Rhett. We're going to look at this. We have 24 and 3 tenths times
nothing, 8, really.
8 tenths. Good. 24 and 3 tenths times 8 tenths.
Wait, why do you write the 0? Because there's really no point in the 0.
You're right. There's no point in the 0.
So
But let me ask you, if this factor is 24 and 3 tenths,
Good point.
and I'm multiplying it less than 1,
I agree, actually.
my answer is going to be less than 24 and 3 tenths,
Yes.
because I'm multiplying by less than 1.
Yes.
So if we get an answer that's not less than 24 and 3 tenths,
You get it wrong.
then we did it wrong.
So
But this helps us figure out where to put our decimal point to.
it should be around like 18.
Okay?
Just my prediction.
Your prediction is 18.
Yes.
Okay? So somewhere in that ballpark.
Yes.
So our first thing that we learned to do is rewrite it, ignoring the decimal point. So I have 243 multiplied by 8. 243 is a factor. 8's a factor. We're looking for the product. You have a question. Go.
Would it be? I understand it's the exact same thing, but would you still get the exact same digits if you put the 8 on the top and you put the 2, 4, and 3 on the bottom?
Yes, it just makes it much more difficult to do. But yeah, I think it's the commutative property of multiplication, which means you
Yes.
can do them in any order.
But that's actually might be also like the dividing.
Dividing has to be in a particular order. Dividing has to be in a particular order. So let's look. We have our two factors. Rhett, 8 times 3 is?
I could do this. Past 3. 24.
24. I put down my 4, carry my 2, because it's like I have 24 ones. So 2 10s and 4 ones. 8 times 4 is?
Is 6. No, that is 32.
Plus 2.
So about 34.
About 34.
I'm not
And
sure if I did
8
that.
times 2 is?
16.
Plus 3.
Is 17, 18, 19.
19. So our product is 1,944. We go back to our problem. We figure out how many digits are behind the decimal point in the problem. There are 2, so there have to be 2 behind it in the answer.
I need to
So our product is 19 and 44 hundredths. What?
I was about 1 off.
About 1 off. Yep, about 1 whole. About 1 whole off. So yeah, these are going to be on an assignment you guys do on Monday.
I'm glad I'm here so I can do it in person.
And you know what? Don't tell anybody else, Rhett. But we're going to do problems tomorrow in class
Yes.
that I go over and record and show you how to do. Those problems are going to be on there as well.
These problems?
These problems that we're doing today and some of the problems we're doing tomorrow in class are going to be on the assignment we have Monday.
Okay, I will make sure I come here with paper, ton of mechanical pencils, and an eraser.
I don't think you need 2,000 pounds of mechanical pencils, but if you want here. All right, so Rhett, let's estimate what's 7 times 12.
Well, 12 is like 2 6s added together, so 7, 7, I would say 7 plus 6 is 8. Around 19. Yeah.
Well, what's 7 times 6? You know that.
7 times 6. I actually don't know. I might have just done it, but still don't know. 7 times 6. 42. So
And you said that that 12 is just 2 of those, so it's 42 plus 42.
84.
84. So I want my answer to be around 84, and I really, really, really like how you broke that up into 7 times 6 plus 7 times 6.
Most people do not understand like how you can break up a 4 into 2 groups of
2.
an 8 into a 4 and just stuff like that.
And that's what helps you do well on multiplication.
Yes.
Our answer needs to be somewhere around 84. But now you're looking at this, Rhett, and I see what you're thinking. You're like, oh my goodness.
That's what
We
I
have
was-
3-digit by 3-digit. Okay? It's the same thing.
I think we can do it.
I think we can too.
I mean, you had the 0, so really it's actually 2-digit by.
Yeah, the 0 you're not going to end
Yeah.
up just doing much with. So we're going to start with our ones place. 3 times 7 is...
Wait, I had to write down real quick. Sorry.
No, you're good.
3 times 7 is. Didn't I still remember? 21.
Good. So 21. Put down my 1, carry my 2. We're at 3 times 0
Of course it's 0, but
plus 2.
but you now have the 2.
Good. 3 times 7.
3 times 7 is 21 again.
21 again. Now we're moving to our tens place. So we're done with our ones place. We're done with what we already carried. Since we're going into our tens place, that's why that 0 is there. 2 times 7?
2 times 7 is 14.
14.
Yay.
Carry the 1. 2 times 0?
2 times 0 is 0.
Plus 1? 1. 2 times 7?
2 times 7 is 14.
14.
Wait, 14 we rarely does
So we're done with the 2.
it. Yes.
We're done with what we carried. Now we're moving to the hundreds place.
So 1 times anything is the exact number. Unless it's 0, then it's 0.
Good. But since we're moving to the hundreds place,
Yes, you put the 0
we have to
there.
put the 2 zeros here so that our first number's in the hundreds place.
I've never done any multiplication where you had to use that ever.
Mm.
So I'm glad I'm here right now.
I'm glad you're here right now, too. I'm glad you're here every day. And I'm glad you guys are here with me every day, and I'm glad you're watching at home. 1 times 7 is?
1 times 7 is 7.
1 times 0 is?
0.
1 times 7 is?
7.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to be anywhere close to 84.
Yeah, we'll see. 1,
Just the way it's written
6,
out.
9, 6, 8.
You're getting so big.
And then how many numbers are behind the decimal point in the problem?
No, they're like 500. That's the exaggeration to be exact.
There are 3 numbers behind the decimal point in the problem.
I still have to do my adding.
Okay.
6, 8, 9, 6, 8. So, actually, this one, we're only 2 off.
Yeah.
Wow,
We're pretty
I'm
close.
very surprised.
Yeah, and we rounded down,
Yes.
so that's why our estimate's lower than the actual answer. Okay? 3 numbers behind the decimal point in the problem, 3 numbers behind it in the answer. Now what I'm going to do for you and the folks at home is I'm going to write down 3 more problems.
Yay.
Then I'm going to pause the video so that Rhett can work them. And then after Rhett works them, I'll unpause the video and Rhett and I'll go over them together. And while the video's paused, you work them at home. So let me write down 3 of them.
Will these 3 be on anything that we'll be doing in the next
Oh,
week?
definitely on Monday.
Okay, so I will do these with some more. Okay.
5 and 54 hundredths multiplied by 1 and 3/10.
And also one other thing, Mr. McMurdo.
Yes.
I saw that there was a 0 in the tens place. You know how I said that I've never done that before?
Uh-huh.
We didn't put a 0 in the ones place. And I think it'd be better if we put a 0 in the ones place and in tens place.
Okay. 2 and 4/10 times 8 and 35 hundredths. And one more.
Write these down.
55 hundredths times.
I'm actually worried we will not be able to have enough time because this ends at 3:40. Oh wait, I thought it was a lot more earlier than what it was.
And 16 and 300. So I'm pausing that here in class so Red has a chance to go over that. You guys pause it at home, work these 3 problems, and we'll be right back.